Our second problem in this first categorical logic homework comes from the chapter section 4.2, section 2 of the practice problems, and it's problem number 3. The instructions tell us to change the quality but not the quantity of the following categorical statement. That categorical statement asserts some slumlords are persons who eventually wind up in jail. So let's briefly review the notions of quality and quantity as they apply to our standard form categorical statements. Quality describes the relationship between the subject term and the predicate term in a given categorical statement, and it has 2 possible values. An affirmative categorical statement asserts that all or part of the subject class is included in, is part of the predicate class. Affirmative standard form categorical statements include the affirmative universal statement, all S or P, and the affirmative particular statement, some S are P. The other value for quality is negative. Negative categorical statements assert that all or part of the subject class is excluded from the predicate class, not part of the predicate class. Negative standard form categorical statements include the universal negative statement, no S or P, and the particular negative statement, some S are not P. Let's take a look now at quantity for our categorical statements. Quantity describes the amount of the subject term that is included in or excluded from the predicate term in a given categorical statement. Again, we have 2 possible values. Universal categorical statements assert that all of the subject class is either included in or excluded from the predicate class. Universal standard form categorical statements include the universal affirmative statement, all S or P, and the universal negative statement, no S or P. The other value for quantity is particular. Particular categorical statements assert that at least one member of the subject class, so there's at least one thing, it's a member of the subject class, and it is included in or excluded from the predicate class. Particular standard form categorical statements include the particular affirmative statement, some S or P, and the particular negative statement, some S are not P. Now let's turn our attention to that original statement. Some slumlords are persons who eventually wind up in jail. We see that particular quantifier, some, so we know that the quantity is particular. We go over here now and look at our copula to determine what the quality is. Here we've got a particular affirmative statement. It says there's at least one thing, it's a slumlord, and that slumlord is also a person who will eventually wind up in jail. So our current statement is an affirmative particular statement. What we want to do then is to change the quality but not the quantity of the statement to make it a particular negative statement. So to do that, we'll keep the same quantifier and we'll modify our copula to change it from an affirmative particular copula to a negative particular copula. And this yields the following sentence. Some slumlords are not persons who eventually wind up in jail. Now we've got a particular negative statement. We've changed the quality of the original statement, but not the quantity of the original statement.